Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to another episode of Mom, Multidimensional Art Medicine Woman, and the Talking Stick. And today I'm here alone with the Talking Stick because I want to talk about a topic that is very close and very dear to my heart, which is light language, or as I like to call it as well, sound alchemy. And today we're going to be exploring a little bit more about what light language is through my perception, through my eyes, and through my experience. So maybe you have seen it already, people talking a weird language and making signs with their hands. And maybe you have seen it written as well or in art. And more people are starting to open up to this new way of communication. And for me, light language is basically the expression of your soul, of your essence in form of sound and energy and also geometric structure. So light language, as I already said, can be spoken, which most of the people do, signed and sang as well. Sometimes it comes in a beautiful song, and it can also be written, and the light language writing is super beautiful. There's different styles, and it can also be implemented in art. And light language, this symbolic language, has been existent already on the planet. If you see at the hieroglyphs in Egypt and many other cultures that communicated or expressed themselves in a much more simpler language, like the runes. But every symbol holds a specific energetic key, an energetic expression and force. So it's the same with light language. It is also very present in some religious parts where they call it speaking in tongues, and where they say that you connect with the Holy Spirit or with the angels, and they use it for miracle healing. So there's a lot of beings out there now that have recently discovered this and are channeling Arcturians and Syrians and I don't know what beings outside. I have started in the beginning with that, but my belief system and also my way of working with light language has changed over the years. I've been doing light language for over 13 years, and it happened in a moment where I was going through a heartbreak. I was in a very, very, very depressed state. And I had a recent, very strong awakening where I realized that I was not just that this body. And I found a video from Judy Satori, which is one of the pioneers in light language. She does it over 30 years, and she has a very funny light language that sounds a little bit like, I cannot do it. This is just imitation. And when I heard her, it was as if my whole being, my whole body had a reaction. And although I couldn't understand it with my mind, my soul and my essence and my being knew that this was something very special. So I started to investigate, and I found that she had a course. I took the course, and then this is when the dragon was unleashed, and I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop to do light language, and I was speaking. And I felt that with every time that I spoke, a layer of myself was like falling off, and I was connecting more and more with my true self. So this is something that is the most beautiful thing about light language, I think, is that a lot of people hear it, they don't understand it with their mind, but they have a body reaction, a felt reaction when they hear it. So it is special because it goes beyond our human mind, our human limitations, and the distortion as well of our human language. That is very, very limited, and it speaks directly to your soul and to your heart. And it is not like our language that has like an alphabet and a structure, but is completely based on symbolic expression and frequency. Yeah. So it is a vibrational expression, I would call it, that speaks directly to your cells, to your DNA, and to the waters in your body that start to vibrate at a certain frequency, and it changes your vibration. So when you do light language, it is basically a change of vibration. And when you hear like light language activation, it is that you go from one state of being into another state of being. So basically, it's like a change of frequency, change of vibration. And this is for me the purpose. So I use it for myself to change states in myself. So when I feel I am blocked, or I am sad, or I want to create something, or I want to shift something in my life, this is when I use light language. So in my eyes, it is an expression of the Holy Spirit, of of this force that unites us all, where we are all sound and color and frequency. So beyond just this body, and even beyond all of our expressions in other dimensions, it is really the voice of the cosmic mother. It is our true mother tongue, which is frequency and sound. And this is why it is so powerful. So for what can light language be used? It can be used for healing. So if you have blocks, if you have limiting beliefs, if you have even physical pain, stagnant energies, or you're going through a hard time, and you're going through a breakup or a change in your life, then this can support you a lot in releasing old limiting beliefs, and releasing stagnant energies, in changing the frequency and the information in your bodies. So in my opinion, it acts like a key that is put in, a sound key that is put into your field, and then unlocks certain self-healing abilities of the body through sound. And it can also be directly used to speak to your DNA and unlock the dormant DNA that we have inside, which is very funny that they call it junk DNA, because basically this is where all of our unlimited and still not discovered potential lies. So it can also be used to unlock psychic abilities, to unlock your dormant gifts, to connect you back with your higher self, with your soul, with your true inner self, to bring you even into another timeline. And this is where the weaving comes in. And this is how I see it and how I experience it. So when you sign light language, which looks a little bit like as if you would be writing something in the air, it is. I can see that I am weaving these threads that is all around us. It's like a net. And we are the designers of this reality. We just simply forgot. So when you start connecting with the light language and with the weaving, you realize that every sound, every movement that you make, every mudra is working on your field and also influencing the reality outside of you. So it is a very powerful tool for manifesting as well, for healing money blocks or whatever you want to change in your reality. You're weaving this new reality into being. So kind of a quantum architect. And for me, I don't use it like, oh, I'm gonna sit down and do light language now, although I can. It's like it comes from inside. I only connect with my own inner divinity, with my own soul, and let her or this force express through me. But you can also use it, for example, to talk with trees, plants, animals, the elements and ancestors. Every thing has a specific frequency, and also every being that speaks light language has a specific unique frequency to express those frequencies through them. We are all very unique, and this is the beautiful thing, that everyone has their own unique soul expression and light language expression. So this is why you hear, for example, different people saying they channel the Arcturians or the Lyrans, and that they have a specific language. But I really don't like to call it language, because a language is understood by the mind and for everyone the same. And light language is not like that. So I can say something and you feel inside of you what it is doing for you. So maybe it is unlocking a memory of a past life or a future life or another expression of you in another dimension. And somebody else feels and experiences something completely different. So we're so many different beings here, and everyone has a different perception of reality. So what light language can do as well is change this perception in you, so that you start to perceiving the reality outside of you differently. So an activation is when you are a certain way. So you have, for example, a bad day, and you meet somebody or you watch a video on YouTube and somebody does light language, and suddenly you have a shift in your energy and the day goes different. So this is an activation for me. Yeah. It's not me doing anything to you. It's basically a dance, a cosmic dance of our oneness, of the force that we have in common, to shift things for each other. So we're activating each other all the time. And it can be as simple as just a smile. A smile is also light language. Yeah. Or just a singing to your baby is light language, when you just with your frequency, very unique frequency of your voice, you're influencing the state of being of another being. So babies are the light language experts. They come with an expression that is beyond the mind, and they need to decode their expression into our very, very restricted, limiting human language. And when you open up to not listen with your ears or what they're saying, but really look at their expression and what the frequency is of what they are saying. It's so beautiful. That's why we all love babies. And yeah, what else can I say? I started up with channeling these beings, but I realized along my way that the most important being that I want to connect with is my inner being, my inner self, and that there's no other being outside of me that has more power than this source inside of me. And this is why also in my workshop I invite my tribe to connect with themselves first and foremost. And I have a little bit of a different view on connecting with all of those beings outside, because it can, yeah, channeling, it can be a very dangerous thing to do if you don't know how to recognize the energy that you're connecting with. It's opening doors to things that can be very tricky and may seem like a lot of love and light, but are not there for your highest good and will maybe keep you in a loop. So this is why for me, I like to invite people just to connect with their own divinity and the elementals. Nature is safe. Yeah, she's our true teacher, our true guide. The plants, the animals, the trees. So the elements, we are elements, elementals. They're all in us, and what else? When you start to be interested in light language, this means that you have reached a certain frequency, that you have the desire inside of you to start connecting with a communication that goes beyond the mind. And in my opinion, the New Earth communication is light language, is even beyond that, is telepathic. So when you start being honest with yourself and you start being transparent and truthful with yourself and with the others, you start to perceive the truth outside of you as well. But if you don't speak and act upon your truth, then you will not be able to experience and perceive the truth. So light language helps you to kind of trick your mind and heal yourself, activate yourself in connection with your soul. And the more you connect and fortify this connection with your inner light, with your inner melody, with your inner frequency, the more it comes like into your body, and the more you become it, and then your perception of reality starts to change. So this is why we can change reality through light language. It's more the connection that you start making more and more and more with your multidimensional self, with other expressions of yourself and other space-time continuums, which for me are the guides. So the guides are, for me, all me and other space-time continuums helping me, because when I evolve and when I change and let go, they also change and let go. Everything is connected. Time is not linear, it's circular. So every decision that you take here has a bigger impact on your multidimensionality. And when you start to connect more and more, not only do you fortify this connection, but also the throat chakra is the entrance point of your multidimensional self, of your true self. And a lot of us have blockages in the throat. And what it helps you as well is to be able to speak your truth and get out there in the world and speak your truth with more courage and more boldness, without really caring about what others say. Because imagine, I have started with light language 13 years ago. Almost nobody was doing light language at that time. There were almost no videos. There was really just 3 or 4 publicly doing it. And to many, it may seem like this is like very weird. It sounds weird. Like, is she making that up? And in the beginning, it might feel like that you are making it up or imagining it. But basically, you're making everything up. You're also making this is also making up. You're imagining and creating all the time through you. So this is simply a new, more funny way of creation. Yeah. So sound, as we know, singing bowls, the sound of the birds, the sound of the ocean has a big effect on our emotional, mental, and physical bodies. There's many studies already that show how powerful sound therapy is. So imagine if you produce the exact sound, frequency, words, letters that you need for yourself. And when you are confident in that, then also for others. And others in terms of the other is you as well. So when you recognize the other and you can start having a cosmic dance with no identifying only with this body, but like opening up to the multidimensionality that you are. With light language, there can be transgenerational patterns can be transmuted, other lifetimes can be transmuted, remembered. So I, for myself, also recognized that I can literally connect with other expressions of mine, and then there bring down the language that I speak there. So this can be a literal language, like shamanic language, or sometimes I have spoken Hebrew and other languages that just suddenly are there, because we are all of that. We created language, we created sound, we are that. So when you start connecting with the multidimensionality that you are, you can start to remember that. So my guides are expressions of myself in the multidimensional way. And for me, the wings are the points that you start to make like a thread with this other space-time continuum. So if you imagine yourself, you are in a cross, which goes to the front, to the back, up, down, and to the sides, and you're in the middle, and in this middle point is where everything happens at the same time, and you can travel forwards, backwards in time and space, and connect with all your other expressions in your field. And so the quantum field basically that you are is where everything exists already. So every version of you that you can imagine and that you picture already exists in that quantum field. So you can connect with all of these expressions and bring the gifts and the knowledge from all of those places here into the 0 point, into this body and into this reality, and then your perception starts to change. So the wings of the angels are, for me, because they have made their connection and embodied the strings, the connections with all of their multidimensionality. So this is the wings. And then, of course, more and more gifts start to activate. And you start to remember that you are a superhuman and that you are the designer of this reality, that there's no one out there trying to fuck you over. Everything is happening all the time for you. So my expression when it comes over me, a lot of times is singing, a lot of times is the weaving. So not only like this, but a whole body expression, So yoga is also light language. You are opening your body up to certain, you're opening your body up to receive certain information. And this is also why I don't like to just follow a certain yoga practice every day, but I like to do my own yoga. I like to listen to what my body needs to do in every moment, because we're changing all the time. And every day we need something else. But if we keep on stuck in doing the same thing every day, maybe you're doing the opposite than what you want to achieve, and you're not letting your body express however it needs to in this very moment. So, basically it is attuning yourself. If you see yourself as a radio station, you're tuning yourself into another frequency where you receive new information by letting your body, your voice, and your soul express through you. And in every moment, you are redesigning and you're changing the reality according to a bigger plan, according to this force that is working through you. So you're opening up more and more to become I don't like the word channel because it's like so fucked over. It's very distorted. But to become a channel of this pure divine love source expression. And this is how I like to work. So I am a channel for this divine expression that I work for. I am here of service and I'm a channel for this. And what else can I talk about? Light language. As I said, there is expressions of light language which is a more connection with other dimensions, so a multidimensional language of light. And this is why certain people speak very similar accents or languages, if you want to call it, because they connect with this same frequency. Or they are literally channeling beings. But here I would really not recommend to start doing that from the very beginning, because there is a lot of distortion going on and negative high frequency beings that you don't want to connect with, and you don't want to open up your channel to that. So my recommendation is, if you are interested in connecting with the language of your heart, of your soul, to really just start by connecting with your own heart, with your own divinity, and see what wants to come through. And it may sound crazy, weird, or if you're making it up, and that's okay. You are alone at home and nobody's listening. But if you put your true heartfelt intention inside of you and say, I want my heart to speak for my highest good. And you can also choose your own different intention. And then let the voice come out. And it may sound in the beginning like that's normal because you're starting to connect with the different frequencies. So you're weaving new pathways in your brain. You're making new connections in your brain. It doesn't have to sound in the beginning like you see on YouTube. And maybe your light language is very, very, very different to that. And if you look at Judy Satori, I'm going to put it in the description, or certain others, they have very, very crazy light languages, like something like that. And for example, when I connect with the dragon frequency in me, it sounds very potent and very like that. Yeah. So start connecting with your own self. And if you are interested in taking it a little bit further and really open up your voice and start embodying more of your multidimensional self, I have also a light language workshop that I'm going to publish very soon. And it is with the intention of you finding your heart's voice and also stepping into your purpose, into your mission. Because if you're seeing this video, then you're resonating with my frequency, and I am a mission activator. So I remembered part of my soul mission, part of my soul contract, and I am a channel with the codes, with the keys that you have inside of you. I'm just reminding you, being a mirror of what you are capable of, to unlock the memories in you, to unlock your dormant gifts, to unlock this connection with the divinity that we all have inside, and with your unique and authentic expression. So when I do light language, I normally have receive the intention behind, so that part of our identification, so our human mind understands it, but then the rest I cannot control if I understand it or not. And sometimes I do receive a simultaneous translation with my human mind. Over the years, it became more and more, but this is still a translation that goes through my perception, through my filter, so to say, and is limiting. So I don't like to, well, sometimes I do if the guidance is there to do so, that I literally can translate what was coming through, or what energy, what multidimensionality of yourself has been speaking. Maybe they have a message, yourself have a message for yourself. And then I say it in human words. But most of the time, and this is the beautiful thing about light language, it is felt. It is a felt experience. You notice it in your body, in your cells. Maybe you see colors, maybe you see symbols, maybe you smell things, maybe you hear things, maybe you see images. So my invitation is really to start connecting with that in yourself, And the next time you hear light language, which you're going to be hearing in a bit, just now, my invitation is just to feel your body, like be present in your body and see what happens. Yeah. So, talking stick, is there anything else that needs to be said? Well, he's saying that beyond the expression of singing, speaking, talking, signing, weaving, we are dreamers. We are dreaming the reality into being, and our communication goes even beyond telepathy. But this is a very first step to open up, to be transparent more and more, to be bold, to be able to use your voice and embody more of who you truly are, so that we can start really opening up to our gifts of telepathy and of even a higher way of communication that is going to be shown in the next years. And when we step into unity consciousness, then there is no more barrier between me and you. I know exactly who you are and you know exactly who I am. There's no more need for words. Pahar shatrina sahupta shai antakia shai. Pashatrukusu ur parava. Shantiasahia po atashuku o huando hoapaio tukuae opahia. Heanator kuasha parasha trupa endiri. Heantakaso tukuapahando hoapayon tukurai ambaro pohonai. Shoko ur trava shantiana saupur shiksala shantiapsakshu ur ksak shiantai ep shatraya saur pua shitantia kashutru pariala shatrukus ur puru ur parayantash triasaya namora y amora ya namora ya puae. E anana poreana. So it's all just sound. It's all just octaves, and we're moving now into another octave expression where new tones, new colors, new things will be seen very soon. And if you're watching this, you are forming part of that. You are part of this dream. You are a designer of this reality. So koshura ayam tai, and it's time for you to remember more. Hutru kushutru pai intramashatria sa kukulu para trensamatik shatrukupor iksanayana yamaturukwa shela varasatriana satrupor para shatriana sakya shatrai. Ipsara iksana kukua pa yutrukuku pa shatrukura emtara shatrukuru varai yana moruko para shatria sarupo ianapo shatrianapo usu shu manuhu. Thank you for listening, and I hope that you have things a little bit more clearer about light language. Don't be afraid of it. And if you want to connect, it's free. You can do it yourself. You have all the power and knowledge inside of you. Everyone can speak light language, in my eyes, in my opinion. We're doing it all the time. When we are talking with our hands, when we're doing mudras, we are doing light language all the time. We are weaving reality. We are speaking reality. This is just another dimension and frequency of creating, healing, new earth style. So enjoy. And if you are interested in doing this workshop with me, I would be super stoked. I'm going to leave you the link down so that you can already put your email and receive when it's coming. I really want to make it available for everyone who is hearing the call from the stars and from your soul. So hit me up. If you can't afford it, I will have beautiful discount codes from the beginning for the launch. And I'm excited for you to connect deeper and deeper with the power and the music of your own soul and light language. I see you next time. Bye from the talking stick. I love you and me. I'm just of service.